went out the door yesterday talking about how I'm like confident that the Niners are going to sign Brandon Ayuk because it's his turn next to get his long-term deal. He's entering year 4. They're going to have to pick up his 5th-year option and play it out from there unless they sign him long-term before that. And I'm like, listen, I'm confident. I do believe what Kyle Shanahan had to say at the owners' meeting. I believe what John Lynch said earlier in the week, although John Lynch saying that, hey, we're used to, signing our own and things usually take care of themselves. The same thing happened with Debo. Same thing happened with Nick Bosa, so on and so forth, and George Kittle, although that was a response, I think, that elicited Brandon Ayuk going to his Instagram feed and putting out 5 emojis talking about the famous line about what walks and what talks. And I'm like, I'm confident in it. And I got some pushback from some folks saying, they're going to have to pay Brock Purdy. And I'm like, yeah, I know, but they're also going to have to make sure Purdy is taken care of with folks like Ayuk. So Jed York, who is now the principal owner of the San Francisco 49ers, he had this to say about what happens when it's time to pay Brock Purdy, who's now entering year 3.
I mean, I think it's a good problem when your quarterback is one of your highest paid guys on your team and in the league. So there's a lot of planning that goes into it. But, again, I'm glad that we have Prague, JL, Kyle. Like, they're the ones that will figure out the details of it. And I just have to sign the check. So my part in that's pretty easy.
But kind of hard too, isn't it?
It's not hard. I mean, it's what the market is, right? Like, it's not like Brock is going to ask for something that no one has ever asked for before. You have, I don't know how many players making over $40 million as a quarterback right now. And when we signed Jimmy several years ago, it was the largest deal in the history of the NFL for 3 minutes. But we were paying Jimmy 26 or 27. And you see, like, the market it's changed. And whether I like it or not, like, that's what the market is. And you have to accept the reality of the world. And to me, the quarterback is the most important position, not just in football, but in all sports. And those guys should be paid a lot of money.
Makes sense completely right there. It's a very, I think, level-headed way of looking at it. Big problems to have, first-class problems to have. How are you going to pay your guy who's currently, right now, do you want to guess what his cap number is for this year?
It's probably like $875,000.
You're a little bit low. It's $1,004,000.
$1,004,000.
Yeah. $1,004,000.
That's insanely low.
0.3% of their salary cap.
Yeah, and this is the last year that they will have him on.
That's it.
On that
now
number.
That's the point.
That's it.
That is the point.
The last
and
year
you've got to factor in. You've got to factor in Brandon Ayuk's numbers for this year, and the fact that you're still paying Purdy this, so you'll have to pay him that. And then the other folks that he had mentioned, in addition to John Lynch, are the capologists and the front office people who have to figure this math equation out. But figure it out, they will. And then this is the year. Because year 4, Purdy will be, on his last year of his deal, and nobody lets their quarterback play out their contract on the last year of their deal unless they're the Dallas Cowboys. But the Niners do have the opportunity to franchise tag Brock Purdy in their back pocket, which the Dallas Cowboys don't have, making this an even crazier situation. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.